Okay, Tyler. So Rick here again. All right. So now we're on capstone, the SNS number 2 SNS Secrets challenge, and we're going to do a walkthrough of this. This is my walkthrough, so it's already pre-done. But we're going to walk through it anyway. So as you see, once again on the screen, I have my tabs up. I've got the initial, my initial tab for the setup of the environment, which is the SNS Secrets environment. Right down here, we've got our access keys, and all my notes are on my right screen. So that way I can kind of keep them out of here and only focus on the meat and potatoes. So um, credentials are down here for the user secret access key and key ID. I've got my other tab for the Cloud Goat, which is where I verified or configured my the identity. And then we also have the Paku tab for where we worked in Paku. So um, put that there so that way we know that we've started from there. All right, so first thing we did was we grabbed our keys, put them in our notes, and then came back over to our Cloud Goat directory, and we configured our SNS user. I know in your scenario you put SNS Secrets. I just kept it as user, considering that's pretty much who it is. So um, you can see that we configured the user. We did we got the identity. We confirmed the identity, CG SNS user, along with its alphanumeric designator. And then from there, what we did is we went down and we started discovering permissions. So from here, we did IAM, AWS IAM, list user policies, username. We got our username from right here, as you can see. That's our username under our profile SNS user. And we notice that we've got our single policy, and there's a policy name. And then from there, we wanted to get the policy. So we typed in AWS IAM, get user policy, our username, which is what we showed before, and our policy name, which was right here. We added that in there, and once again, with our profile SNS user, what we got was our username, policy name, our version number, and the actions with inside the policy. So we've got SNS and IAM and API gateway policies. From here, we have an allow of a resource of a wildcard. But what we have here is an API gateway get, it's a deny, and for all these resources right here. Okay, so once we did that, we came over to Paku and we logged in. We created a new session as SNS user. And then what we did is we imported our keys since we did configure our user keys. And then first thing we did is we searched SNS. And what it gave us is both in enum and lateral move categories for both SNS enum and SNS subscribe. So from there, what we did is we went into help SNS enum. And what it did is it kind of gave us the usage of it. This module will attempt to list and gather information from simple notification service topics. And so what we did is we ran the enum. So run SNS enum region, our region, US East 1. And what we came up with is it found 2 topics. So in order to find out and enumerate and get in the granular of those topics, we typed in data. And then from there, it gave us, it imported our SNS user with our key, confirmed our key and who we are. And then from there, it went down into the topics. So what we have is SNS, the default CloudWatch alarms topic, subscription confirmed, which is a 1, which is a positive, it's true. And then it confirmed my email that it has on file. And then it also gave us a public topic as well, and we're not subscribed to that. However, we're about to get to that. So then what we did is okay, yeah. So then what we did was we went to help SNS subscribe. It kind of gave us the usage, and the module will attempt to subscribe to a topic ARN, which is right here. Here's the ARN. Since we're already subscribed to the CloudWatch alarms topic, now we have the public topic that we're not subscribed to, so we're going to subscribe to that. In this module, we'll attempt to subscribe to the topic ARN via the email address listed that it has, but we'll enter that as well. So then what we did was we typed in run SNS subscribe topics, and then we took the topic, the ARN, we highlighted that right here. So we took this whole ARN in between the two parentheses, and we copy pasted that into our topic, and then our email. So we've got our email down here. And then once we ran that, it says subscribe successfully, check email for subscription confirmation, confirmation ARN, the same one we just put in. All right, so then once we did that, it came over to the email. And as you can see, it did give me the subscribe, but this is the one that keeps popping up anyway. So after you subscribed, you hit confirm subscription, you'll get this debug API gateway, which we got. I have it highlighted right here, the 45A3, DA61, and then ending in 135 Bravo Foxtrot. So what we do is we have there, and then what we did is we came back over to our cloud, or over to our Cloud Goat, I should say. Then we typed in AWS API Gateway, get REST APIs, profile SNS user, region US East 1. It gave us the API ID, which is a 7MQ THQA, our name, and then the description. And then what we did was we provided the APS gateway, the get stages. So API gateway get stages we inserted our REST API ID, which was the 7 and following, under our profile username in US East 1. And from here, it gave us our stage name, our product or prod CGI. And then from there, what we did is we needed to get the resources. So AWS API Gateway, get resources, REST API ID, put that back in again under our profile, SNS user, US East 1. And then from there, what we noticed is we have a path. So, and the path goes, it's a / user data. Okay, and where this comes in handy is, so now what we do is we type in, so what we want to do is get a GET request. So with that, with all the information that we have at hand, so what we have is a curl -X get, and then HTTPS with our API ID, which is a 7MQORPTHQA dot execute -API dot useast1 dot amazonaws.com. And then what we did is we put in our stage name following that, along with our path user data. And then we use a H flag for the API key that we got in our email for the confirmation. So X API key, and then the 45 ending in 135 Bravo Foxtrot. And once we did that, we got our final flag. Flag SNS Secrets are fun with the message access granted. User data email was superadmin@notrealemail.com. The password was lowercase p, at symbol SSW0RD123 with a user ID of LEET or 1337 and a username of superadmin. So this here was actually a fun exercise. I didn't find too many issues. I didn't find any issues with this at all as far as going through it and utilizing the instructions. I tried it on my own the very first go round, and I was kind of lost. So I didn't watch the video yet, but of your walkthrough, Tyler. But what I did is I followed basically the overview, is kind of the step by step, and it made total sense. And it was pretty cool to get all the way through the end versus how I couldn't get the flag on the very first one on the beanstalk, but this one was pretty straightforward and easy to work through. So thanks again. But this is my walkthrough of um, Section 9, Capstone Challenge number 2, SNS Secrets. Thanks, man.